Some of the baseball cards in today's top 5 cards have more than doubled or more than tripled over the last 30 days. But we also have a football quarterback high on today's list too. Can you guess who it is? We'll tell you next. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another Top 5 Tuesday. And ladies and gentlemen, today is the day. It is the summer virtual sports card show tonight, Tuesday night and Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time on this YouTube channel. We are going live. We have more than $10,000 in giveaways for you, including 2 boxes of National Treasures football. We're going to be doing free breaks, giveaways, plus a ton of special flash sales, a lot of discounted products from Cards HQ, and tonight we are auctioning off a whole smattering of flawless basketball cards starting at just $1. Guys, you got to join the fun. It is tonight on this YouTube channel from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, and then we're switching over to Cards HQ shop on Whatnot starting at 10 p.m. Eastern time for even more giveaways and that flawless basketball auction. You don't want to miss any of it. And I'm going to put a QR code for Whatnot up on the screen right now, because if you aren't a Whatnot customer yet, scan that QR code or use the link in our show description below, and we'll give you $15 free that you can use towards those auctions tonight. So get ready and tune in live on YouTube and Whatnot tonight. We'll see you at the summer virtual sports card show. But right now, it's time to talk about the cards that are hot in this sports card market. And we're going to start today by taking a quick look at the Market Pulse by Market Movers. And look at this, guys. More upwards movement. Things are frothy right now in the sports card world. Guys, the SCI 500 index of 500 of the most prominent sports cards is up over 16% year to date. It is up over 5% over the last 30 days. Look at soccer. Soccer cards from 2000 through 2009 are up over 51% as a collective over the last 30 days. That, by the way, is being driven by some really high Messi sales. We're seeing some record-breaking Messi sales taking place right now. So the entire market is frothy. But now let's talk about some of the cards that are going up and down the most. It is time for today's Top 5 cards. We're starting today with a cold card, as we do every week, because it is a reminder that sometimes the hot cards featured in this program can quickly turn cold. So invest carefully. And that is the exact case with Jacob Wilson, the shortstop for the Athletics. Look, Jacob Wilson had one of the best rookie performances you could imagine for the first half of his season this year, and his cards were red hot. But then at the end of July, he was placed on a 10-day injured list due to a fractured left forearm from a hit by a pitch back in early July. And then things have gone downhill since then. It looks nothing like how he was the first part of the season, because before that injury, he was batting .335 and he was even an all-star selection. Most people felt he was for sure going to win the Rookie of the Year award. But after getting back from injury, he's only 4 for 38 in 9 games, and now he has gone back onto the injured list. And meanwhile, one of his teammates, Nick Kurtz, has now emerged as a strong contender for American League Rookie of the Year, surpassing Wilson in the race. So you can imagine none of this is good for Jacob Wilson's card prices. Let's take a look here in Market Movers. We're looking at 6 of Jacob Wilson's cards. We're going to go back to 2023 Bowman Draft. This is his first Chrome draft pick auto card in PSA 10 condition. You can see this graph on the right from the last 30 days. This card's down 18.7%. Most recently sold for $350 in PSA 10, but it was $431 30 days ago. And you're going to see a similar story here. Here's the same card in PSA 9. It's down almost 38% over the last 30 days. Here's the same card in raw condition. It's down over 30% over the last 30 days. Here is his Sapphire Edition, first Sapphire Edition non-auto raw. This one's down over 12% over the last 30 days. Now, this is an interesting one. This is his 2025 Bowman Red Rookie Logo Chrome card. This one's down 73%. It's only $12 today, and 30 days ago it was $45. And the reason for this is that special card that Topps was running the promotion on, that if he won Rookie of the Year and you have one of his red rookie card logo cards, you can turn it into a card shop or Fanatics, I believe, and you get $100 in Fanatics fan cash. But now that it no longer looks like he's going to win Rookie of the Year, the value, unfortunately, of this card has particularly tanked over the last 30 days. And this is his 2025 Topps Gold number 2 2025 rookie. This one is down 28% as well. So unfortunately, it doesn't matter what Jacob Wilson card you might have, it has been beat up in the market these last 30 days. But now let's talk about cards going up, and we're starting with our investment card of the week, and this week it is Whitey Ford, and specifically Whitey Ford's 1951 Bowman rookie card. Now, Whitey Ford pitched for the Yankees for a very long time, regarded as one of the greatest pitchers in Yankees history. He spent his entire 16-year Major League Baseball career with that team. Over the course of his career, he went 236 and 106 with a 2.75 ERA, 10 All-Star selections, 6 World Series championships, and he even won the Cy Young Award and the World Series MVP in this same year back in 1961. Whitey Ford was inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame in 1974, leaving a lasting legacy as one of baseball's all-time elite pitchers. Well, let's look at some of Whitey Ford's cards here in Market Movers. This is his 1951 Bowman, so this is considered his rookie card there of Ed Whitey Ford. And you can see in PSA 8, we had a recent sale of this card at $14,500. And if we look at that, the sale prior to that, back in April, was $13,800. So that one's been nestling up a little bit, up 6% since its last sale. The PSA 7 is up 2% over the course of the last year, most recently sold for around $4,700. And the PSA 6 is up 12% over the last year, having most recently sold for $3,750. So nice to see vintage cards getting the love in the sports card market, and Whitey Ford's cards, they have been going up. But now let's talk about baseball players playing today. And in the number 5 spot on today's list, it is Andrew Vaughn, the first baseman for the Milwaukee Brewers. Andrew Vaughn has found new life since being traded to the Brewers in June. He has quickly become one of their most productive hitters. In his 31 games with the team so far, he's batting .327 with 9 home runs and 35 RBIs. And during that stretch, he had a 12-game hitting streak. Now, this is a lot different than how he started his season. Early in this season with the White Sox, he was struggling, even spent some time in AAA. But since getting to the Brewers, Andrew Vaughn has been on fire. And his cards, they have been on fire as well. Let's take a look here in Market Movers at some of those cards. We're going to go back to 2019. This is Andrew Vaughn's 2019 first Bowman Chrome Refractor card. We're going to look at that in PSA 10 condition. Still only a $21 card, so not a very expensive card today, even in PSA 10. But that card, there was a sale of that card for $2.26 about 30 days ago. You could have picked that card up, the Andrew Vaughn PSA 10 for $2.26. Now it's $21. What a difference a month makes, right? How about the green out of 99 of his first Bowman card in PSA 10? Most recently sold for $247. A few weeks ago, there was a sale down at $200. So that one's been up. The BGS 9.5 of his Refractor Auto from 2019 Bowman Draft. Most recently sold for $100. You could have scooped that for as little as $62 within the last 30 days. And then a raw condition of the non-refractor, that card's gone from as little as $25 up to $50 over the last 30 days. And then finally, his 2021 Topps Chrome Sapphire Edition Rookie Auto in raw condition, most recently sold for $32, and it was selling for under $10 just 30 days ago. It's awesome seeing how Andrew Vaughn's resurgence has caused his card prices to resurge as well. All right, I told you we had a football quarterback on today's list. We actually have 2. And the first one here at the number 4 spot is Jackson Dart, the quarterback for the New York Giants. You might have guessed him because he is off to a strong preseason start, and he is showing why the Giants drafted him in the first round of this last NFL draft. So far in the preseason, through 2 games, Dart has completed 26 of 35 passes for 291 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions, and he had a rushing touchdown as well. Coaches and teammates are praising his poise, accuracy, and leadership. And I don't know, is he going to be the starter perhaps over Russell Wilson? As of right now, Russell Wilson remains the starter, but Dart is gaining momentum as the backup and certainly looking like he could be the Giants quarterback of the future. There are some football card collectors that hope so because his cards are going up. If you have one of these cards, which we see here in Market Movers, you're doing well. This is Jackson Dart's 2022 first Bowman card from when he was back with Ole Miss in college. This is his first prospect auto card. In raw condition, this thing most recently sold for $120, but 30 days ago, it was below $70. So a big increase there. And this is his 2024 Bowman Chrome University card in PSA 10. Most recently sold for $285 in PSA 10, $180 30 days ago. So that one's up over $100 over the last 30 days. This is the refractor version of that card in raw condition. This one's up a lot as well. Most recently sold for $109. You could have scooped it for as little as $65 30 days ago. And then finally, his 2024 Select XRC Prism card in raw condition. There it is right there. This card's up a lot. This card most recently sold for $443. But if you go back a few weeks ago before the preseason, you could have scooped it for as little as $265. There were multiple sales at that price. So this card looking really, really sharp, as well as is Jackson Dart's play on the field. Back to baseball for the number 3 card today, and it is Luke Keeschall, the second baseman for the Minnesota Twins. Keeschall has made an impactful Major League Baseball debut with the Twins in 2025, showcasing strong contact skills and speed. He's only 22 years old, but he's batting .343 with 2 home runs, 14 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases over his first 67 at-bats. So not a bad way to start at all. And he's had some key moments, including a walk-off opposite field two-run home run in the 11th inning to secure a 5-3 victory over Kansas City recently, and that quickly cemented his role into Minnesota's lineup. So a lot of people excited about what Keeschall is going to do in the future for Minnesota, and a lot of people excited about his cards as well. Look here in Market Movers, look at that chart. These things are going up like crazy. And the cards that we're looking at specifically are his 2023 Bowman Draft. We're going to look at his first Bowman Draft Picks auto. We'll look at that one at PSA 10. We're also going to look at that one there in raw condition as well. And then we're going to look at the refractor version of that card in raw condition. And then finally, we're going to look at the Mega Box Mojo refractor auto in raw condition. Doesn't matter which one of these you have, guys. These have all more than doubled. In fact, some have tripled over the last 30 days. The PSA 10 of that 2023 Bowman Draft auto has jumped from $86 to $175. And in raw condition, it's jumped from $32 to $86 over the last 30 days. And then the refractor raw has jumped from $44 to $125 in the auto. And then the Mega Box auto raw has jumped from around $18 all the way up to over $55. That is an increase of 204%. Big money being made on Luke Keeschall's cards right now. All right, we're back to that other quarterback who made his way into the top 5 today. Did you guess who it is? It is, of course, Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. He has begun his NFL career as a promising developmental quarterback for the Browns after being selected in the 5th round of the 2025 draft. Now, of course, we all know Shedeur had a great college career at Jackson State in Colorado. He threw for over 7,300 yards, won the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, was named Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. But there was a lot of doubts about what he might do or might not do in the NFL. Some questions about his attitude. This is why he slipped all the way to the 5th round before Cleveland finally took a chance on him. And then they let him start their first preseason game, where he showed poise and efficiency early with Cleveland, threw for 2 touchdowns without an interception. Now they let Dylan Gabriel start their second game, who also looked very good because Shedeur was actually injured for the second game. And now they've got Joe Flacco named as the starter. So who knows what this will mean for Shedeur Sanders and his cards long term. But the fact he did have that one preseason game and that success caused them to heat up quite a bit over the last few weeks. Let's take a look here in Market Movers. And the ones that we're going to look at, this is his 2023 Bowman Chrome first prospect card. And in PSA 10 condition, this card most recently sold for $53, up a decent amount. You could have scooped that one for as low as $41. just 30 days ago. How about the auto version of that card? Most recently sold for $305. That is up 29% from the sale of $237 from 30 days ago in PSA 10 condition. The refractor version of his first Bowman Prospect Auto, most recently sold for $415. That card was $305 30 days ago. And then finally, his 2024 Select XRC Prism. This one is up the most. There was a recent sale on this card in raw condition for $413. Well, you could have scooped that card up for like $160 30 days ago. So what a month for Shedeur Sanders, and in particular, the Select XRC Prism card. It is a nice one. All right, guys, here we are. We've reached the big moment. It is time for today's #1 card. But before I give it to you, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs from today's show are from Market Movers. Market Movers is the ultimate way to check the price of any card and to track your collection. And that special offer from the National, it is in its final days, so take advantage of it right now. Promo code 2025 gives you 2 weeks of Market Movers for free, plus 20% off for life. But the only way to sign up for it is to go to our website. You got to go to sportscardinvestor.com, then click Market Movers in the main menu bar, select any of the membership plans, and then enter promo code 2025 for 2 weeks free and 20% off for life. All right, here we are. The #1 card is Colson Montgomery, the shortstop for the Chicago White Sox. Colson Montgomery made his Major League Baseball debut with the White Sox on July the 4th after a strong showing in AAA Charlotte. He's 23 years old, left-handed hitter, batting .225 with 10 home runs, 28 RBIs in his first 150-plus plate appearances. His power surge includes multiple multi-home run games, most notably a stretch when he went 11 for 22 with 4 home runs over 5 games in late July. He is considered to be the White Sox #1 prospect and a key part of their rebuilding effort. So this has some baseball card investors and collectors and speculators very excited. Let's take a look here at Market Movers so I can show you what I am talking about. And this is Montgomery's 2022 Bowman First Prospect Auto card in PSA 10 condition. This thing has more than doubled over the last 30 days. Most recently sold for $203. That was only a $100 card 30 days ago. And here is the refractor version of the same card in PSA 10. This one most recently sold for $300. That card was down at $180 30 days ago. How about the speckle refractor version of the same card in PSA 10? This one is numbered to $299. This one most recently sold for $400. You could have scooped that up for as little as $225. And this is his 2022 first Bowman. This is the non-auto, his first Bowman Chrome Prospect non-auto card. And PSA 10 most recently sold for $28. But this card was just $13, $14 30 days ago, so that one has more than doubled. And finally, let's look at the non-auto Sapphire edition in PSA 10, most recently sold for $61. Gosh, that card was only $14 30 days ago. That card's gone from $14 all the way up to $61 over the last 30 days. What a rise for Colson Montgomery cards. All right, guys, that is it. That is the top 5 today. Now is the moment for you to go watch the Summer Virtual Sports Card Show on this YouTube Live, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, and then over on Whatnot, our key sponsor for the show, Whatnot, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. I'm going to put a link in the show description below that goes direct to that show. Make sure to join us tonight for the Summer Virtual Sports Card Show. So many giveaways, so much fun. You are not going to want to miss it. Take care. See you soon. Bye.